Good evening, Rebecca.
Hello. Hi. Oh, can you hear me?
Good evening, everyone.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
Oh, helps if I turn my sound on, doesn't it?
What you like?
Slightly worrying. I can see lips moving. I'm like, why can't I hear you? Oh, Jane, we've got your forehead again, my lovely. How are you, Emma? You well?
Yes, thank you. You?
Yes, very well indeed, thank you. Very well. And you, Petra?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. I'm fabulous, thank you. I'm fabulous. Tasha, we're upside down. Oh,
Who's
we're back the right way.
Whose iPhone?
Hi, Tasha. Who is coming in as just iPhone as their identification?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Let's just find out, shall we?
Can't get rid of that at the moment.
Whoever is whispering, we can hear you.
I don't know who the person is on iPhone, but I'm sure we will find out soon enough.
Yeah, that would be nice.
No, we've got you, Tasha. You come up with your name in front of yours, but we've just got somebody that comes in as iPhone, but they've got no camera or no sound.
And I don't think it's Claire because she usually... Oh.
We've scared them off, whoever they were.
Oh no, it's just jumped, I think. There's more people coming on, that's why.
Ah. Let's see who we've got joining us tonight. Right, let's see. We've got the lovely Rebecca in the room. Can you hear us, Rebecca?
Yeah, I can now.
Lovely, thank you, dear. Thank you. Ah, okay. Tasha's hoping for peace and quiet, but it's not likely to happen.
No.
Right, I'm not sure who iPhone user is, so sadly, unless they identify themselves as one of our guests, then I am going to remove you. So we've got a little chat box open if you don't mind identifying who you are. Hi, Suzanne.
Hiya.
Can you hear us, Suzanne? No, sorry. Sadly, iPhone remover has been removed, unless I find out it was Craig or somebody.
Then we may just remove. You might just get removed.
Very possibly. Won't be the first time.
Suzanne, can you hear us?
Suzanne Jameson, can you hear us?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. We may have some names that we don't recognise tonight, ladies, just in case anybody sees them, because we have obviously invited some other guests. Obviously, we've got Zoe joining us, but Zoe was going to share the invitation to her team. So, not that I would recognise many of them, but we might just find a few come in that way.
Right.
So I'll just give it a few minutes and allow everybody to get in and join us. Petra, can you see the chat on your phone?
Chat for this?
I know.
do. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, you've just scared Suzanne off.
No, I just put an infinity and see if she could hear us, but maybe she didn't.
Good evening, Holly.
Hello.
How are you, my dear? All right?
I'm ill in bed.
Oh, are you still poorly? No.
Yes, the little person
Lovely
has
children passed it on.
Yes.
Oh dear, that's not so good. That's not good at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a wee hand showing. So who is my iPhone person? iPhone person, I can see that you're showing a hand, but you now have a mic as well.
Oh, there's Suzanne back. Oh, she can hear us now. She looks awfully posh with her glasses on.
Sophisticated.
That's it. That's it.
I'm trying to get to a couple of people now that have come in and joined us, so bear with me, guys. I know I'm not normally quiet, but bear with me. Who laughed when I said I'm not normally quiet?
I think it was Tasha.
Really, Tasha?
Her little girl so wants to join in as well.
Good evening, Mrs. T.
Good evening. How are you
Are
doing?
you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Just literally run out the bath quickly and brush my hair. So
Is that because we've got a guest speaker? Did you make a special effort?
for crazy baby.
Good evening, Rebecca Page. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. You?
Yes, I'm very well indeed. Thank you. Hi, Tony. Not sure if Tony can hear us. Oh, and here's Lady at the moment, just appeared. Fabulous as always. Miss Zoe Clemson.
Hi, Zoe.
Hello.
How are you, dear? All right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Really good. I'm seeing a few unusual. I'm seeing a few unusual names, Zoe. So I'm not sure if you've got some team joining us.
Should have. Where can I see the list? Have we got any team empires on?
You should be able to click on the chat button and see down the left-hand side above the chat who's on, Zoe.
Okay.
So the little chat
I
button.
don't want to pick something, and then I can see Lisa Marshall. She's one of mine.
Right, I've got Lisa Bettle.
Yeah.
Lisa
Hello, Lisa.
yours.
Oh, that's one of our Lisas. Fabulous.
Good evening, Denise Ambrose. How are you this evening?
Having a hot flush here.
Can you hear us all right, Denise?
Yeah.
Fantastic. How are you, my dear? All right?
Fine, thank you. Full of cold.
Ah. Well, Lisa Marshall's done a big smiley face. She's in.
Yeah, that's my Lisa.
Kim, would she be one of yours, Zoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Good evening, Kim. Welcome, welcome.
Look, I'm in my onesie again.
I'm trying to put my head in front of this light.
Sorry, Denise. I'm in
It's
my
okay, Zoe. You look as though you're wearing a little halo.
Oh,
I was just thinking the same.
You know me?
Good evening, Claire Slingsby. How are you? Oh, she ran off on me, I think. Let me see who else we've got. Hi, Anita.
Hi.
How are you? All right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Fabulous. You managed to get on all right?
Yeah, it's all a bit new to me, this, but we'll get it.
Anita's brand new to the team, Zoe, so she's joined us for her first Zoom, and it was all a little bit.
Welcome. Zoom's amazing. You'll wonder how you ever live without it.
Who else have we got on here?
Oh, there's Erica hiding.
I'm on.
Yes, she is. Yeah, you were hiding at the back somewhere.
Good evening, Erica.
Good evening.
How are you, my dear? All right?
I'm all right, thank you. I was just having a little tear.
A little tear?
Yeah, I was watching Gogglebox from Friday. It's that Stand Up to Cancer. Oh, it was so sad. I had to turn it off and get a grip.
We've got guests tonight, and you're coming on in tears. What?
Oh, did you cry already?
so sorry.
We're going to scare them off. Poor Zoe, she'll be doing the run-up before she started.
I've had enough. I'm going.
We're just a bunch of crazy people.
Oh, aren't all crazy people.
Absolutely in no way influenced by the leader.
No.
Yes, we
I've
are.
heard all about you, Pam.
Hi, Rachel Austin. How are you?
I'm
You all right, love? Hi, Sarah Angus.
Hiya.
Oh, I think we've got Suzanne back now as well.
Yeah, she's there, looking sophisticated.
Okay.
Oh, there's Rachel as well. Hiya.
Hiya.
I'm just seeing
You
who's
okay?
missing we were expecting.
Oh, Kerry Darts. She's mine. Hello, Kerry.
Hello.
Good evening and welcome, Kerry.
Hiya.
Zoe, I think we may even be getting the presence of Mr. Craig White this evening.
Oh, he asked.
Did you happen to tell him?
He said, can I have the meeting idea? I said, no. No, you can't.
Well, he texted me earlier. Can I join your Zoom?
Oh, did he?
So I did say to him, well, what are you bringing to my Zoom?
Aha, good.
You can join my Zoom, but you have to do something to be allowed on.
Good. Yeah, don't remind him that he's meant to be on here.
Well, this was only about half an hour ago, Zoe, so I think he'll remember.
Oh, I'm blocking him. Like, can you give me some admin thing? I can chuck him out.
But
Hi,
no,
Sandra.
you're-
Good evening, Lucy. How are you, dear? All right?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Made it.
Yay!
Hi, Luce.
Zoe, is Emily one of yours as well?
Possibly.
Emily Croucher?
Yeah. Not someone I personally sponsored, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, Pfizer, hello.
Everyone is very, very welcome.
We've got to put ours in the oven.
Do you do one every week, Pam?
Yeah, we do Zoom 8:30 till not only 45 minutes to an hour, Zoe, but we do Zoom every Monday. So it kind of gives everybody the little, if you like, motivation, encouragement. We do figures, recognition, all that sort of stuff once a week. And
Emily, yes, she's in Kerry. Hello, Emily.
Lots of little faces joining us, so fabulous.
Good.
Okay. Well, listen, we've gone just past 8:30, so if you don't mind, I will get things kicked off. Zoe, can I just double check, if you're at the bottom of your screen, have you got the option just to share your screen as normal on a Zoom?
Yes, it's great. Yeah.
Fabulous. So you should have complete control once you hit that. So first of all, just to say welcome everyone. Very welcome to anybody joining us as a guest tonight, and fabulous as always to see all of the team on here. We're going to do things a little bit differently tonight, so I'm not going to kick off with figures and recognition and all that, because I don't know about anybody else, but I'm very, very excited to hear all the fabulous stuff that Zoe's going to share with us. Now, not to give you too much pressure, Zoe, but I have told them how absolutely flipping marvellous you are. I've shared a little bit of your story in terms of the growth and the income check that you've had last period. So I guess we want to learn from the best about what we do to grow online.
Thank you. Feeling the pressure.
Oh, hang on, we've got trouble before you kick off, Zoe. He's just arrived in the room. Quick, everybody go offline. Good evening, Mr. White.
Oh, no. Right, so I'm going to go ahead. Should I share? Are you ready for me then, Pam?
Yeah, go for it. You go straight on, because I wasn't sure how much time you'd want, so you crack on.
Oh, I can wait.
No,
I'm ready. It's due to be about half an hour, but I try not to waffle too much. Okay, so I feel, to be honest,
Zoe, sorry, Zoe, can I be a real nightmare? Can I ask you
Yeah.
to stop speaking for a second to mute everybody? Should have done that. Sorry, dear.
Yes, Pam, you should have
I
done.
don't want to have this noisy lot rambling. Okay, over to you and in complete silence.
I've normally got Jazz in the background.
No, Pam, I'm still here.
Not now, you're not. Okay, so we've unmuted Zoe, but everybody else should be muted.
Excellent, you can hear me, yeah?
Yep, absolutely. So over to you, my dear.
Lovely. So obviously I'm going to talk to you this evening mainly about the power of your Facebook group. I know from Pam that you guys are amazing at doing your posting in other groups, you work the numbers. So Pam to me is like the goddess of Facebook. So I'm going to try and bring something a little bit different, but to be honest, you've got an amazing leader with Pam. So I'll just give you my little take on things. I thought it weren't going to work then. So I'll start off just a little bit about my story. Sorry if a lot of you have already heard this, but I actually joined, it was 10 years ago now. I can't believe how quickly that's gone. So yeah, I joined just after my 18th birthday, and it was my parents that introduced me to the business. To cut a very long story short, I was meant to be going to university. I had a really good job working for Lloyds and the corporate banking, and within 3 weeks I decided there's no way I can have a boss till I'm 65. Even if I go to uni, I'm going to end up having a boss. So I jacked in the whole idea of uni and everything, and I got stuck in with my business. So, well, I thought I did. I've been in the business for 10 years, but I was plodding until about 3 years ago when I started working the business properly, and I learned a very good lesson. The stuff that you hear all the time, but you know what you put in is what you get out. And I really, really learned that in the last 3 years. It was only when I had Jazz, my daughter, that I thought, I need to make something of myself now. Let's get cracking. And it's from that point where I started seeing success with my business. So where I was sort of plodding, sometimes gold, sometimes not, since I've been working it seriously, my business is gold, and we turn over sort of £20,000 to £25,000 every 4 weeks. And I've qualified for a couple of trips. I've started being asked to speak at events. I spoke at Birmingham, places like this. And if you asked me 4 years ago, before I started doing the business properly, I would not have had a clue what to tell you. So if you want to take one bit of advice tonight, is to really get stuck in, treat your business seriously, and you will see a huge difference in your income and just your belief in the whole business itself. So now I typically earn sort of £2,000 to £2,500 a period, and that is rising. To some people that might be a lot. To some people it's not much. There's loads of people that earn a lot more than that. But what that does for me is absolute time freedom. Me and Jazz can do whatever we like. For example, we went to London the other day and we was in the M&M shop in Leicester Square. If you haven't been there, you need to go there. So we was in there at 10 o'clock at night, and I spent like 16 quid on a bag of M&Ms. Like, we just have the time of our lives doing whatever we like. So my target every year at the moment is to make sure that from period 12, when obviously Christmas is buzzing, everybody's buzzing, is period 2 the following year is to absolutely smash what we just did in period 12. And that is how I believe I have really got serious growth within my business. So onwards to recent events. Obviously we've been through some really challenging times, and period 9 my income actually dropped to 1,500. You're probably wondering why I'm sharing this with you, but it's really about the power of choices. Now, I was probably in quite a unique situation, and I was probably exposed to even more negativity than most people, but I had two choices. I could either sit and cry about it, and you know what, my income probably would have carried on dropping, or I could have powered on, and I used that negativity around me to motivate me. I had a lot of work to do. I had websites to rebuild. I had to restore my belief in the business and the team, and I spoke to absolutely tons of leaders in the business, and do you know what? My business, apart from that 1 month, was in great growth. So I thought, what's going on here? How can people around me be telling me the challenges around us are just a nightmare? And I'm like, we're doing amazing. So what you need to do is discover very amazing buttons on Facebook that are called unfriend and unfollow. Yes, there are people I have unfriended on Facebook because I don't want to be reading their tut. I have unfollowed people that I'm a bit too scared to unfriend yet, but I will. So it doesn't come up in your news feed. You don't need that negativity, because if my business is in growth as other people's, then the business works, isn't it? If somebody's business is on decline and they're telling the world about it on Facebook, that is telling you about that person. It is not telling you about the business. So that is what I had to get my head around. I was speaking to all these leaders and I was like, that we've still got the amazing opportunity that we've always had. So period 10, my income was back up to 2 grand where it had been all year. Fabulous. Period 11, we've just kept pushing, and then I've had the best income that I've had all year, which is 2,800, and to this day I still haven't had a 3k check, and I'm gonna get that this period. So what you need to be very careful of is who you're spending time with and who you're taking advice from. So as much as Facebook is amazing, you also need to be very careful, like I say, unfriend and unfollow all the neckheads, because as it says here, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I believe that can be on Facebook as well. If you're spending a lot of time reading somebody's posts, I believe that counts as one. So right, onwards and upwards. So this is my typical timetable. The reason I'm showing you this is I have a lot going on, and I also like to prioritise my family. And as you can see, in Orange, I've got my fitness 5 times a week. Fitness is a big thing in my life. I'm also a student from home. A lot of people don't know that. And that's all to do with my fitness stuff as well. And in the blue there, that is what I count as my work. That's my catalogues and my deliveries. That is what I call work. All those pink squares, all the crossed out bits is like Jazz to school, pick up Jazz, Jazz bedtime. But all those bits in pink, that's where I do my posting, my team inductions, webinars, all stuff like that. You also see I've got prep dinner and lunches because I'm that flat out in those 6 hours while Jazz is at school. I have to take my lunch with me. Anyway, but I don't count that as work. But all those things will still get done, although every day in those people, and I won't go to bed until my list is done, and that is all my posting and stuff and sharing in my group, which is what I'm going to go on to in a minute. So when building your members, obviously Pam knows everything about this. So take Pam's advice before anything I say. But I personally add all my friends into my Facebook group, and I continue to do that, because sometimes people leave your group and they don't actually realise they've left it. They might have just meant to turn the notifications off. But if they don't want to be in your group, they can leave. It's fine. So, and personally ask your friends to add their friends in. I mean, there's times where I go for a coffee with a friend and I say, oh, can you chuck a load of your friends in my group, please? And they do. So don't be afraid to ask people, because you want to get the quality in your group as well. And that tends to be, for me, most of my quality buyers are local people that get to know you, and you're going to get that from obviously friends and their warm market, who tend to be quite local. Text your phone book. You may have people, obviously normally who's in your phone book is going to be your Facebook friend, but they might not have noticed your group. So send text your catalogue customers as well. I've started to get a lot of my customers now that order from both. Email addresses, I have some people that still only communicate through email, which I think is bizarre. So speak to all your people in your email address book, and think outside the box as well. I have a sign on my car. I've got these cushy little business cards which I leave everywhere, just promoting my group, and I'll also give them to customers as well and say, oh, can you spread the word for me? So every opportunity, be promoting your group, because that is where your quality buyers are going to come from in the long run. And day slips, if you do catalogues as well, I know not everybody does catalogues, but if you do, I've got a little tagline on all my day slips, all my Sorry I Missed You slips. It's just everywhere, my group. Don't let anybody say to you, oh, I didn't know you had a Facebook group. Oh, I didn't know you was online. Everybody needs to know. Everybody. So another point I made here is be branding and be proud, which is what I've just said. Like, get your group name everywhere. Like I said, I've even got it on my car. So in year 1, oh, there's the car. I put this picture up and I only just realised, and I was running through it before, the sign is right behind me. Black sign. So you can't see the whole point of it. Anyway, so yes, year 1. I slow and steady built to 6,000 members, and that was just from posting items to sell in my local groups every single day for a year. There's no shortcut to this. You have people that join and they're like, why aren't I selling as much as you? And they've been in a week. It's just no shortcut. You've got to be consistent and persistent, I would say, for a good year. And those 6,000 members that I got in that first year is where the quality buyers come from, because they've all requested to join my group. They've all seen something I'm selling. I thought, I wonder what else she's selling. And so they've gone into the group, they've had a good nosy through, they might order some stuff, they might add some friends. But at the end of the day, they're people that actually want to be there. Since then, I've done, competitions and all things like that, but that's purely for the recruitment side. I had something really good to say and it's totally gone out my head. Anyway, it'll come to me. So from small beginnings, so when I first started selling, I used to target £25 a day online, and I rarely hit it. But the whole point here is to have a target. If you were in any other business, they're going to give you targets. If you had your own business and you went to Alan Sugar, and he would ask you what your targets are. You are in business for yourself, and you need to take this seriously. So set yourself targets, what you want to sell online. If you don't get it, or if you're a bit short, you're going to start thinking outside the box. You're going to be coming up with all ideas, or doing an extra little demo in your group at the end of the day because you want to hit your target. I'm running out of voice. I've done an induction, and then Jazz chose the longest bedtime story. Excuse me, my voice does go. So yeah, 1 year later, that's kind of what it looks a bit like. You will get customers that sort of let you down on orders, and you will get, you will get people leave your group. But at the end of the day, you've got to think long term. Are you going to let a couple of customers that mess you about ruin your whole business? I certainly won't going to do that. So now, from a year, well, it's 3 years later, but this is a year later from when I started building my group. So for the last couple of years, I've been selling at over £100 of sales a day, purely from my group. I don't actually do any selling posts in other groups anymore, unless I'm like ridiculously bored, which never happens. But yeah, £100 a day from my group. And I still have to be consistent and persistent. If I have a few days off of posting in my group, I might get the odd sales, but it's not magic. Like, people think, oh, it's all right for you, you've built your group, that's it. I still have to post every day. You still have to be on the ball. If you let it slip, your sales are going to slip. So I'm still on it. It's still on my to-do list every day, as you've just seen on my timetable. And what was my next point? Oh, here we go. Yeah, regular competitions. Obviously, Pam's great at competitions as well. I actually did one of yours recently, Pam, the one, the mystery prize one.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that went really good. And do you know what? I'll tell you a secret. The mystery prizes, I hadn't decided what was in them till I knew how many people had been added. I thought, I'm not putting mystery prizes in, and then like 5 people are added.
Same as us, don't worry, we did the same.
Yeah. So no, that worked really well. But it's important to keep getting obviously fresh blood into the group, because I use my group as well for recruitment. Because now I've got about 35,000, something like that, but that 30,000 from competitions see me selling to the good 6,000, the quality. So obviously, if you keep putting recruitment posts in, you need to, I do different posts. I'll show you one I did in a minute actually. And the fresh blood, obviously, it's going to start getting different attention. So to keep doing regular competitions, and as I just said, the quantity will see you sell into the quality. And any dead leads you've got. So I do a lot of recruiting on Facebook, and if anybody just doesn't reply or they say they're not interested, I will give them a link to my group or tell them to search the name of my group. So I've had it happen. I've actually lost count, but people will come back to you. They'll go and join your group. They've never messaged you back. They'll go and look in your group and they might think, actually, this is really good. And then they do come back and message you. So always make sure your dead leads get a link to your group. Even if you're doing phone calls, you can send them a text. Obviously, most people are mobile these days, or an email. And I always say, sorry, something like, sorry, I haven't heard back from you. Let me know if you change your mind. You're welcome to join my group to get an idea of how the online side works. Keep in touch, that sort of thing. And that worked really, really well. And that keeps fresh people coming into my group all the time as well. Oh yeah, I've made some great friends from my selling group as well. And someone ordered the other day, and she'd ordered before, like a year ago, and she's come back and ordered again. And I hadn't realised she was one of the mums on the school run that I see every day, and I haven't made the connection. So yeah, you really get to know people in your local area. So you need to treat your group with pride. And for me now, I've learned when I'm on the school run, I've always got to look really happy and like I know everyone in case there's someone I do know and I haven't realised. And recommendations as well. Keep asking your customers to recommend things to other people. Keep getting them to add friends in. It's a continual thing. It doesn't happen overnight. And even now, I still have to work on that, because as members leave, you need to keep replacing it. So keep doing that. And customers. You will recruit so many customers from your group if you get it right. If you've got to promote a positive image in your group. Don't be in there moaning about out of stocks. Your customers don't want to know that. They don't need to know that. Sell them what's in stock. If they order something from a post that's like 6 months old and it is out of stock or it's no longer available, whatever, you say, oh, that was so popular, we're actually out of stock at the moment, but I'll let you know as soon as it comes in. Is that okay? Be very careful of how you're promoting yourself and your business, because any one of your customers may well join your team one day, and they're normally very, very, very good team members because they love the products and they want to share the products. So keep putting recruitment posts into your group, because your customers will come on board. I've actually got a customer coming on board next week. So, oh no, what's happened?
Oh, I think you've come off share screen, Zoe.
Right, can you see it now?
Yep, we're back on it.
Ooh, lovely technical things. Right, is it going to let me go on to the next page? Okay. Yay. So this is my group. We'll give you a few like screenshots and a few ideas of what you can do in your group to keep it interesting, keep it exciting, keep people interacting. So this was a really important one for me, a review post. So I did this when I first started my group, so 4th of November 2014. Wow, so that's literally 3 years and 2 days ago. So you can see on there that I've got 263 comments on there now. And I remember when I first put that post in my group, no one was commenting. I was like, oh, this looks terrible. What we're going to do? And it's that choice thing. I could either sit and cry and moan about it, none of my customers want to support me, or I could message my customers and say, oh, pretty please, could you just write something on the review post about your order? And people started to do it. And once you get a couple of people start doing it, everyone jumps on the bandwagon. So definitely have a review post, because it also looks great to other potential customers. And also, you remember I said about adding your dead leads, put them into your group? Well, they're going to come in and they're going to say, wow, she's got 263 people that have bought from her. Obviously, it's more than that, but they're just the ones that have left a review. So I think that's a really powerful tool to have in your group. I personally have 5 to 10 items a day in my group. I don't know, what do you teach, Pam, on that?
Normally 5, Zoe, but it is something actually that we've been talking about because a lot of the team are quite young in that they're still doing quite a lot of the early stuff you've done in that they're posting in sewing groups. So 5 because then it allows them to put a little bit more out there. But that's already starting to shift with some of the more experienced team members.
Yeah, because obviously I just do purely in my group now. So I normally do a couple in the morning, a couple at lunch, and then a couple in the evening. Cause obviously you catch different people online at different times. And you can do things like asking polls. So sometimes there's a little option. Obviously speak to Pam or to a team Empire, come speak to me, how to start a poll. And sometimes I just ask random things like, what do you want to see in the group this evening? And I'll do Christmas items, kitchen items, or whatever, because people love to give their opinion. Sometimes they've said Christmas and I haven't actually done any Christmas stuff, I've done other stuff. But it's just the whole point of getting them interacting, and people just love to give their opinion. I did one about, do you give your children a Christmas Eve box, just things like that. And then the next day I posted in a Christmas Eve box, for all those people that were interested. So you can just use your imagination. I love polls. People really like to interact on those. And live videos. My favourite live videos are the defrost tray, because it's so easy. If you don't want to be on the screen, you can literally just have your phone or whatever on the ice cube on the defrost tray, and then another ice cube on a plate next to it. But they just sell themselves. They're brilliant. And I've recently done the lipsticks. I refuse to put makeup on in front of people. I don't wear a huge amount of makeup, but I literally just showed people that it didn't, the 24-hour lipstick. I was just like this, it doesn't come off. And it was a 3-minute video, and I went out for dinner that night. I can't remember what it was. I think I sold like 12 sets while I was at dinner. So absolutely do live videos. Just build up your confidence and just do it, because they really generate a lot of sales and a lot of interest as well. So do chatty update posts. Be unique. Don't be afraid to chat to your customers. So there's just an example about when I did loads of deliveries. And I just let my customers know that I had an order going on, because obviously there's other people out there with selling groups. What are you going to do to make your customers think of you as opposed to somebody else? So for my customers, I just try and be as normal and as chatty and as approachable as possible, so that they know they can come and ask me, have you got any of these in stock, or I've got this, and they know my order's going on. So just be unique. Just go in there and talk to your customers. Interactive posts, obviously you are the masters at this, I'm sure. And I also started, this is probably old news to some people, but I started sharing, like I did a video of this really cute kid going around a supermarket looking at Christmas stuff, and I shared it into my group, and people were like liking it and commenting on it loads, and I've never done that. I actually shared a video into my group. Is this effective, Pam?
Yeah, that's not one that we do at the moment, so I like it.
Yeah, so I just thought I'll try that, and people loved it. So yeah, that was a good one. Obviously I'll try and make it relevant as well. I won't be sharing like summer posts about when it's like really cold and winter. I try and theme it. Another thing I do is shop and win. I don't know if you do this as well, but I will do like a mystery prize, and for everybody that orders £20 or more, they get a ticket in the draw. And I'll do that over like a long weekend or something like that. And again, if you don't get a huge amount of sales, then I'll just put a cheap prize in there. But if it goes really well, then I'll do a really good prize. That's why you do it mysteries thing. But that works really well, and obviously it gets people interacting and actually buying as well. Another thing I do is show boxes of deliveries when they arrive. People will want to know you're genuine, because there's obviously on the internet you don't know who's real and who's not, so you want to show people that your stock is real. And flash sale, get rid of your returns. There's no need for returns, peeps. I do a flash sale once a month in my group, and I will just literally, if it's K-Life, I'll take 10% off. If it's Clean Easy, I'll take 20% off, and I just get rid of it. You just don't need to return it. The only time I return stuff is if it is actually broken, which is very rare. And of course, use the product yourself. Your customers are going to ask you, what's this like? Have you ever tried this? And use the products, take pictures, and document it on your group, because again, your customers are going to love that. So here's just a few screenshots. So this was using the de-icer. It's actually amazing. Even though it's only £3, 28 comments. There you go. I sold about 28 from that one post. And yes, it's an internet special. Commission isn't amazing, but I love internet specials in my own group, because obviously they're just great products at really low prices, so you can sell a lot of them. This is a box of my deliveries. This was just, I think this was a long weekend deliveries, but I actually posted that as a recruitment tool. So I put in my group, we're so busy with Christmas at the moment, these are my deliveries to go out tomorrow. Do you know anyone that would be interested in helping sell some of our Christmas stock online, just like I do? And as you can see there, I had 42 inquiries from that, and one of those actually joined today. Yeah, so that works really, really well. And that was, I didn't know if it was going to work, but because it's your own group, you can experiment a bit. It's quite exciting. And real life pictures. If you've got orders ready to go, take a picture of it before it goes out the door to your customer. Share images with your team. My team are amazing, especially Lisa Marshall, who's on here watching. This is actually one of her pictures. And as you can see, 91 comments. I needed more of those. I run out. But they were fantastic. So take pictures of the products, and make sure there's a nice background. You know, you don't want a pile of clutter behind or something. Make sure your pictures are nice. And word association games. This went on for days. I think it's even still going on now. I had to turn my notifications off for it. You know, you just keep getting notifications. You get excited. I've got a sale. And it's like, oh, it's that post again. But no, they work really, really well. This, yeah, like I said, I think that's still going now. And this was the cute video. It was this. Oh, this is so. And that had 45 likes, reactions. So yeah, so anything like that, just to get people interested and wanting to keep checking back on your group. So I'm just going to finish up with a few tips. As we said earlier, keep your members topped up, because people are going to leave, so you just got to deal with that by getting more in. Repeat post good sellers. So you just saw that de-icer with however many comments. That's probably about the 10th time I've posted that in the last 6 weeks. It's such a good seller. I'm always reposting it and saying things like, oh, I've got more of these coming in this week if anyone else wants some. And like that post was one of me actually using it. So don't be afraid to repost things that have sold really well, because some people say, I've already posted that, but if it sold well, do it again. Sometimes even if it didn't sell well, like, I don't know, Christmas stuff. I sold a lot of Christmas stuff, was it end of August, September time? And I've started to repost some of it now, because obviously different people now started to think about Christmas. So definitely repeat post some things. And keep popular items bumped to the top as well. I want my group to be popular. I want people to not want to miss anything. So when they come in my group at the top, I want them to see stuff that they're going to want, if you see what I mean. So, and it's the same for people looking to join my team. I want them to see my group and see that I'm selling. I don't want them to have to scroll past 20 items before they see I've made a sale. So if you've got something with lots of comments, keep that at the top of your group, because again, that's just promoting your whole business and actually how popular it is. Add your customers as friends on Facebook. I've only recently started doing this, but it's had a huge impact, because my customers now, they'll interact with me on pictures of jazz or whatever, and I'll interact with them on their Facebook, and I think it helps keep you in the forefront of their mind. So when they do think, oh, I need to do some Christmas shopping, they're going to think, oh, actually, let's have a quick check in Zoe's group first. You want to keep in the forefront of their mind as much as possible. And by adding them as a friend on Facebook, you're definitely going to do that, and obviously interact with them. Do the occasional change of cover photo and group name. Obviously, if you change your group name, just put an emoji or something on. Do you do this as well, Pam?
Yeah, we do this quite often.
Excellent. But I was just my extra little point is don't be annoying. Some people, I get notifications like 5 times a day they've changed the name of their group. I'm like, oh, if you be a bit too annoying and change it all the time, people are gonna just leave your group. So I probably change my group name a couple of times a month, maybe. I don't actually know. If it goes a bit quiet, I then just change the group name. And use real life images, as you just saw on the screenshots. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you get the same, but even when I was going through local groups and I was building my own group, real life images do so much better. I don't know if it's because they think you're selling something you've literally just got at home. I don't know. But a good real life image just does amazing. So share with your team. Take pictures. I don't recommend that you order stuff in just to take pictures of it. What I'm suggesting is if you've got an order for a customer, take a picture of it before you give it to them and build up your library of these images because they're really powerful. And as we said earlier, give out business cards, and I'm sure you do this, give out catalogues with orders and of course follow up. I've had one guy, he come and collected like a £30 order, and this was when we got the new K-Life, and later that evening he texted me a £269 order from that one catalogue. Yeah, brilliant. So definitely do that. And Christmas cards. Oh, I've written about 200 Christmas cards so far. I've got about another 500 to go. But even though it doesn't take that long really. I can write 40 cards in like 15 minutes, but it means so much to your customers, and it's gonna again keep you in the forefront of their minds next year after Christmas. They're really gonna think a lot of you for making that extra bit of effort. And as always, be persistent and consistent. Give it time. It does not happen overnight. Like I say, it took me a good solid year to get my group to where it is now. But like I say, I do not consider posting work. I'll be sitting in front of the telly, or I'll be in the bath. Don't drop your phone in the bath. I've done that twice. Me too. I think, it's so nice posting, and I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, don't drop your phone in the bath. I will, if I'm waiting for Jazz to come out of school, if I'm particularly early and none of the other mums are there, I'll do a few posts. So some people will say to you, oh, you're on your phone all the time. Actually, no. I'm on the phone in pockets of time when you're chatting about what you watched on EastEnders last night. So it's just about using your time wisely, because it is not work really, is it? It isn't. So the best advice I've been given from him himself, who's watching, focus on growth, power on. Absolutely, this is an amazing time to build the business, and I'm so excited for my team, their attitude. It's so obvious who's been reading the books and listening to the CDs on personal development. More now than ever, you need to be reading the right stuff and feeding your brain with the good stuff, and building your business. And this is one of my favourite sayings: get into Clean Easy and you'll make some money. That was me for the first 7 years. Then Clean Easy just got into my blood, and I will make a fortune. The money I'm earning now is absolutely amazing. I love it, but I do want more. So absolutely, you've got to do what you do, go where you go, and just take your business with you and have an amazing Christmas, because that's going to set you up for the perfect 2018. So thank you very much for listening.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Zoe. That was absolutely amazing. Lots of fabulous tips on there. Lots of little snippets of things that we do, but some of the tips that you've given us, I guess the guys will be able to take to the next level. And I love the reminder as well, competitions, because we did a lot of them. Everybody got into routine, and some people have just dropped away from doing them, shied away for various reasons. So again, it's time to really ramp that up. And do you know what I absolutely love? And I know one person in particular, Petra, not to put you in the spot, but is probably sitting there going, not her as well. She did the personal development rant.
It's so important. Honestly, I would not have got through the last few months if I hadn't been heavily into personal development the last couple of years, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do go on about it a lot to the team, and I quite often think that sometimes, although I can't always see all the faces, I feel they roll their eyes going, not again, Pam. So absolutely amazing, Zoe. Thank you. Guys, can I just ask you a wee comment in the chat? Because obviously if I unmute everybody, Zoe will not hear you, but just a wee thank you in the chat to Zoe, because that was absolutely fabulous. Now I'm wondering if whilst you guys are doing that, just a thank you to Zoe, if Mr. White is still with us, because he seems to have gone off my screen. Are you hiding? Is he hiding, or is he still there? Oh, he doesn't seem to, my page doesn't seem to want to find him. Mr. Craig White, are you still there? Oh, can I hear Mr. White in amongst all that noise? Now you are all live. Oh, I found him. Well, hang on. I'm going to mute everybody, Craig, and then unmute you. Right, Mr. White, you're now live on your own.
Why am I live?
Well, I thought no pressure, but if you're going to come and get Crash for Zoom, you've got to have something to say. If nothing else, these guys would love to hear the message, or a version of the message you put out on Vista today, because they may not all have caught up on it.
Well, I've forgotten now. I've been quite busy today. Really nice to actually see. Hi, everyone. Zoe, I think you're absolutely sensational. You're just a breath of fresh air to listen to. Do you know, it's great just to see. I can see Pam and Andy in the chat there. So hi guys. We actually nicknamed Andy Bob a few years ago when I nearly killed him on one of our incentive trips. That's another story. Guys, I think it's really great to see so many of you online. I think it's evident, you know, how you're all growing your businesses online and offline. And I think, you know, some of the biggest growth in the company now is coming from this Zoom call with Pam and everything that you do collectively as a team, and also with what Zoe's doing and inspirationally growing her check. You know, it's one of the reasons why I just wanted to jump online and learn from you guys, to be quite honest, because I think we're always learning, we're always developing. And yeah, personal development is without a shadow of a doubt the key. I've been doing a lot of that today, particularly actually, because I've been stuck waiting for a few things. So but yeah, I think, you know, focus on growth. Zoe said it, and I think everything's about being solution orientated. And I think, you know, the same wind blows on us all. It's how we choose to set our sail. And, you know, I guess throughout, you know, business life, there's always going to be stuff that comes to challenge you. You know, nothing's plain sailing. You know, Zoe showed the little diagram of success and how you kind of here, there, and everywhere. And I think, you know, a lot of people think, you know, life's meant to be ups and downs. It's built into Mother Nature. I don't really want to go into like too much, but, you know, the sun rises, the sun sets, the moon comes up, the moon goes down, the sea goes in, the sea goes out. The way we breathe, you know, everything in life is up and down. And, you know, a lot of people spend time worrying about the ups and downs of life. But actually, if you focus on growth, what you give attention to is what you bring about. And life is always going to be up and down, basically. And through personal development, you get to realize that where attention goes, energy flows. And what I find is, you know, regardless of the challenges you've had in life, whether it's in business or out of business, you know, you're always okay. And everything always just happens okay in the end. But it's that worry that prevents us from focusing on growth and doing the things we should be doing when others probably aren't doing them. Anyway, I'm waffling a little bit. So yeah, I think running up till Christmas, it's just getting really excited. I think, you know, Zoe mentioned at the beginning, she's obviously wants that $3,000 check. So we expect nothing else this period, Zoe. So no pressure. But there's a little message to you all. You know, we may not always get what we want, but we tend to get what we expect. So start expecting the best. You know, you're worth it, and everything's about contribution. The more you put in, the more you take out. And, you know, if you focus, earning money is not a bad thing. You know, money's the second commodity in the world to oxygen, let's be honest, because it allows you to do the things you want to do with the people you love. So earning money is a great thing from our business, but if you focus on your contribution first, the money will start chasing you. When you start chasing money, you carry on chasing and you're running after it and after it and after it. But if you focus on personal development, if you focus on the contribution by following our really cute system that we have both online and offline, then literally, I kid you not, the money, sorry, I kid you not, the money. Sorry, ladies, I do apologise. Apart from you, Okay, so that's. Can I come offline now, please?
Yeah, shall we take you off before you say anything else? Right, no, thank you. Guys, obviously we've done a different format tonight because I find Zoe, as Craig said, completely inspirational. So Zoe, thank you, cannot thank you enough.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for all your help.
Absolutely fabulous, and I'm sure the guys have learned so much from you. I love that you've both picked up on the personal development side, because I do, as I say, rant about it a little bit to these guys. Those that are growing massively, those that have yet to embrace it, you know, their time will come when they start to embrace it. I'm going to finish this evening, guys. I will publish all the weekly figures for the Infinity charts on the Infinity Facebook group. So again, if anybody's sitting there chomping at the bit to see where they are in terms of on the charts, then obviously check the Facebook group. It will be on there in the next 10-15 minutes. And thank you ever so much to Craig and Zoe and the other visitors we've had from Team Empire tonight as well.
Yay!
So well done, and thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
You know I'm changing the link so you can't gate crash again, Mr. White.
No, I'm keeping it now. That's me on every week.
not when I haven't set you the personal
I
one.
denied having it earlier to him, and I did.
Hey guys, just go out there and make a flipping fortune for Christmas. You know, you can all stick 500 to 1,500 quid on your income between now and Christmas, and that's what it's all about. Every single one of you can. You know, I remember a couple years ago, sorry Pam, there was a couple years ago, and I'm not suggesting you do this, but they earned £14,000 in the last 4 weeks. That's not what they sold. That was their income in the final 4 weeks between now and Christmas. Not between now and Christmas, between then and Christmas. 14 grand.
Massive.
I highly recommend you don't do that because it'll probably kill you. But what I'm getting at is if somebody can do that, you can go and stick an extra 500 to 1,500 quid on top of your regular income that you're earning right now between now and Christmas. And the biggest thing is, what would that do for you at Christmas? You know, think of the size turkey. You could buy a big oven to put a gigantic turkey in it just for the fun of doing it.
Or you can just go somewhere else and get them to do the turkey, Craig. Sod that.
Yes, that's it.
For Christmas dinner.
I need to buy a bigger house, never mind a bigger oven. So listen, guys, for everybody in the team, obviously just saying, you know, we are week 3. We've got just shy of 2 weeks to bonus. So skates on, raise the bar, and let's go make sure we smash those goals and bonuses that we've all set for this period. And I think next training, you have to all plug in, because it's me on Thursday night doing the online induction.
Not you again.
I know, Zoe, that's what I'm feeling. Imagine what everybody else is feeling.
Oh, I love your accent. I could like listen to you all day.
Yeah, that's only because you don't understand it.
I do.
Craig White, you say nothing. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Guys, go forth and have a cracking week 3, and we will see you Thursday night online. Anybody new who's not got the rally tickets, drop me a message. I am finding my way around everybody new, but obviously I know most of you are already booked, but if you haven't done it, please message me so we can get you sorted out today, please. Thank you, and we'll see you Thursday evening. Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Good night. Thanks again, Zoe. Thanks, Craig.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.